The Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru took the case of Kashmir to the United Nations in January 1948. The UN established the United Nations Commission for India and Pakistan to address this issue. And on the basis of the recommendations of that commission, Security Council adopted certain resolutions. So the gist of this resolution was that the fate of Kashmir would be decided by the people of Kashmir, but then India started dragging its feet. And instead it started integrating the occupied Kashmir into India. The strategy was to organize elections, to appoint a constituent assembly, and in fact the United Nations also gave its verdict. It said that these elections are illegal, they have no standing, they are not a substitute for the plebiscite decreed by the United Nations. The UN Secretary General visited recently India and then Pakistan, and on both occasions he referred to this dispute, the necessity of solving this dispute in the interest of peace and security in this region, and offered his services. Previously, whenever there was a list of the agenda of the Security Council, Kashmir dispute will automatically figure out in it. But in an exercise to streamline the working of the Security Council, it has now been decided that the item will be on the agenda only if the parties concerned inform the Security Council in advance every year. So by 1st January, Pakistan has to approach the Security Council President and say that we want to retain this item on the agenda of the Security Council. Now, unfortunately, enforcement requires the concurrence of at least 9 member states of the Security Council out of the 15 members, at least 9 including the 5 permanent members. It means it is subject to veto. Now the problem is that we have to decide what is the right time to press the United Nations Security Council to take action to enforce this decision. And we should also act to reactivate the role of the UN Secretary General, because already, his statements are quite supportive to the Kashmiri cause. So we have to work on him that he should appoint a special representative on Kashmir, as has been done by the Organization of Islamic Conference. So that, he can appoint special representative on Syria, on Palestine, on Rwanda. So why not on Kashmir? The United Nations should perform equal to the promise which is pinned down in the Charter of the United Nations, as it has done in the case of East Timor or South Sudan. So why not in the case of Kashmir? Thank you.